Dude. Oh,
Damn!
oh wait,
Big
that's
one.
one of the.
Okay,
we're gonna come back to that. I didn't know that was even in there because I was just about to say no. Oh man, these
Generating.
yeah.
Chapter 5, Meatloaf. I continued to drink almost daily. Both Van Connor and Dan Peters were also daily heavy drinkers, but they were comical, playful. I
They're
was a
rockers.
wild card drunk, blacking out through entire shows, entire days and nights lost in the haze of my unquenchable, around-the-clock thirst for booze and chaos. I drank throughout our shows, then walked straight up to the bar to drink with the audience. I came to while having sex in a bed, in an alley, in a car, with women I had zero recollection of ever meeting, total strangers whose names I never knew, whose faces I forgot the minute I left their company. One night after our set in a tiny bar in Grand Rapids, Michigan, before I could even get off the maybe half-foot-high stage tucked into the corner of the quarter-full place, two young-looking girls approached me. "Hey man, what are you doing right now? Do you want to come party with us at Blackie's?" I considered these girls for a moment.
Wait,
They
what?
seemed too cute to be 18, let alone
Is that
21.
a place?
But then they had to be of age to be inside the bar.
Did he just
Sure.
say
Yeah,
Just
you heard him.
Blackie.
You heard him. You heard him.
The better
You heard
older
him.
looking of the two grabbed me by the hand and pulled me impatiently off the miniature stage. She led me to a table where a mustachioed dude who seemed at least 15 years older than me sat alone with a drink. "Hey man, cool tunes," he said, shaking my hand. "I'm Blackie. You ready to go?" I looked around to see if anyone else in the place was coming along to this party. Nope. I guess it was just going to be me, these two possibly underage girls, and this strange older guy. I got our road manager to write on a bar napkin the phone
Is he
number and
black,
address
though?
of the hotel
That's what I
where the
wanna
rest
know.
of the band were staying. Then followed
Notice
my
that he's
3 new
refraining
friends
from
out to the
saying
parking
so.
lot. The younger of the two girls hopped in shotgun, and I got in the backseat of Blackie's large American sedan with the older of the chicks.
The two girls are
She
both
held
in
my
the.
hand tightly and squeezed my thigh as we drove. Finally, we pulled up to an old, impressive, foreboding house, large but just shy of a mansion. "Hey Blackie, cool pad, what do you do for a living if you don't mind my asking?" "I do some acting," he said, and left it at that. I didn't recognize him, but then again, I was no fan of Broadway plays or anything like that. He could very well have won a Tony Award for all I knew. As we followed the guy into his place, I thought, how weird is this going to get? "Come on, let's drink in the library," Blackie said as he turned on the lights and led us up a flight of stairs into a circular room with shelves of
Crazy.
books covering 3/4 of the walls.
Library.
The only section that wasn't covered with bookshelves was covered with photos of Blackie himself. I always found it gross whenever I encountered someone who adorned their place with odes to themselves. Our boss at Peaches, the Seattle record store where I worked, had maintained in his office what we called his wall of shame. It was covered with photos of himself smiling with lame musicians, including not one but 2 large framed pictures of him with Billy Joel, easily my most vehemently disliked singer ever. I again asked myself, who the
Jealous.
fuck is this dude? Some kind of dealer? Criminal? Famous actor? What? He obviously
D,
had
all the
some
above.
dough if he could afford to live in this huge old house, even slightly run down as it was. I looked at the books on his shelves and didn't recognize any of the titles, but that was no surprise since I was not much of a reader. I didn't expect to find Cormac McCarthy, Peter Mathiasson, or Robert Lowell, or any of the predictable French poets whose works I'd devoured: Rimbaud, Baudelaire, Apollinaire.
I don't read much, but I am cultured.
Wait, here's like all of these cultured ass books, right?
Of Burroughs, Norris, Ginsberg. I continued to slowly circle the room, silently perusing his large collection as he put on some music and began to pour drinks for the 4 of us. When I finally sat down, the girl who'd been next to me in the car sat herself uninvited on my lap while the other sat on Blackie's lap.
Uninvited, you
Blackie
made
looked
sure.
up and with a huge toothy grin lifted his drink and said, "Cheers." We all clinked glasses. Before I could even take a drink, the girl on my lap grabbed my dick through my pants and shoved her tongue into my mouth. Out the corner of my eye, I could see the other girl and Blackie also making out passionately. Okay, they brought me along for a fuck fest. That was fine by me. For a
No
half
questions.
hour, my girl and I fumbled like teenagers in a car outside a school dance. Except we were in a brightly lit room with no beds or couches, just a couple of uncomfortable chairs. And I was painfully aware that the 40-something owner of this house was making out with a girl who struck me more and more as a child. Was something going to happen?
But he doesn't
Was
stop,
anything
by the
gonna
way.
happen?
Right.
Did I even want anything to happen? Hey man, I said to Blackie, interrupting his reverie. Where's the pisser in here? Right through that door. He pointed to a door directly off the room. I pulled the girl off my now nearly asleep legs, stood up, and gingerly walked over to take a long overdue piss.
Sounds like a great.
I entered the
right.
closet-sized toilet, pulled the light string hanging from the ceiling, and was instantly overcome by a profusion of photos plastered on all four walls of the claustrophobic restroom. Childhood photos, family Polaroids, grade school class pictures, all of the same boy. A boy I instantly recognized as Red Hot Chili Peppers singer Anthony Kiedis. I knew nothing of his personal history, but he was a well-known rock star, and I quickly realized there was a family connection between him and my gracious but weirdly creepy host. When surrounded so oppressively with this huge multitude of photos in such a small and close space, I finally recognized the strong physical resemblance between the two. Confronted by Blackie's tribute wall to himself,
Okay,
I had
Blackie's
winced
not
at his
black.
unseemly narcissism, but now found it much sicker that he'd chosen a tiny cabinet-sized room dedicated to the excretion of human waste to display the photos of his son. I got the eeriest feeling that this would be the exact place my own mother would stash pictures of me, except that I knew she had none. There were childhood photos of my sister around her house and many of my stepbrothers
Blackie's
and their
his
families,
dad?
but none of me.
Yeah.
This fucked
Think
up
so.
ghoulish photo gallery and the fact that I was apparently meant to fuck this girl under the bright lights where this slippery dude could watch snapped me to my senses. I needed to
Finally.
leave. I was normally up for anything. The weirder, the more shameful and depraved, the better. But something about this struck me the wrong way. I walked out of the restroom, closed the door behind me, and said, "Hey, it's been great meeting you folks, but I gotta run. Take care." Blackie didn't stop kissing and groping his girl, just raised his hand and made a dismissive action with his arm, sort of a, "Shut up already, be gone." The girl I'd been half-heartedly making out with hung on my arm the entire time I made my way down the stairs, begging me to stay. Finally, I shook her off and stepped out into the now sub-zero night, wearing only my still damp black denim jacket for warmth. I ran down long, endless streets, shaking uncontrollably from the cold, searching for a payphone I was never to find.
That was pretty much
Just
it.
when I thought, this is it, you're gonna freeze to death for bailing on a weird orgy, a taxi pulled around the corner, hustled me in, and cranked up the heat for the ride back to my hotel.
Where did you find this?
In this audiobook that that's actually read by the singer from the band. Like this.
What the answer he's trying to give you is from Game Grumps.
Yeah.
Oh.
Danny Sexbang was talking about a memoir on some. Was it a recent video or?
Yeah, it was pretty recent.
Yeah, so I guess Dan was talking about some audiobook. Izzy picked it up and was listening through it, and then chapter 5 happened.
I was like, Grand Rapids.
That was all he needed to share.
Right.
Okay.
Interesting.
Crazy thing.
You don't get a bro. Your willingness to go back with the girl that from the minute you met clocked as possibly underage.
Right.
And you said, "Fuck it, we ball."
And you literally went like, "Fuck it, we ball," and the only reason you left is because the dude. So what was the familial thing going on here?
I think his assumption is that it was Anthony Kiedis' dad.
That Blackie was the dad.
That's what I
of-
thought, right?
And he was keeping all of his son's photos in the
the
restroom.
bathroom. Which is weird, admittedly. That is weird. But the making out with the possibly underage girl should really have been like the first stopping point.
Right.
Like,
Too cute
Yeah.
to be of age. Is that what he said?
something like that, yeah.
Yeah, that's. I don't know, brother.
I want to know what the dude who had to read this out loud for the audiobook felt when he first went through this
That-
shit.
The dude reading the audiobook is the dude who the story is
the
about.
author?
He's reading his own audiobook?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's how most people do it, but it's interesting that
Well, no, you write a memoir, you let somebody else read that shit. But like, bruh, you wouldn't have been able to torture this info out of me. At least not like this. I'm not.
if this is true, is this true? I guess.
Now
as far
that's
as I know.
that's the next part. Is I'm wondering if it's not true at all.
Right.
Like,
Didn't
is this
actually
actually true?
leave.
I don't think this person's ever been to Grand Rapids.
I don't think this person's ever been to Grand Rapids.
I would say our city gets this one shout out, but it's
We've gotten a couple shout outs.
I guess.
This
Mark
isn't the whole-
Langan.
We're a culturally relevant city.
But
Hey, we were in fucking Polar Express. Y'all piss off.
that's
That's way less creepy.
But
Mark
even
Langan
still,
was an American singer and songwriter. He died in 2022, so I guess he's dead now. He can get
Oh,
away
really?
with it, but
An
That's
American
why he agreed to
pedophile.
read it, because he was already dead.
yeah.
Ghost came back to read it.
You don't got to worry about stuff like that.
I
When
mean,
you
he did kind of sound dead, so
Fair enough. It was probably some like death. See, the problem is that I was still working under the assumption that someone else read it. I don't know why on earth.
Well, when was it released?
That's what I'm looking for.
Like the memoir, does it not say the audio?
Yeah.
2020.
Oh wow, he
April
got in
2020.
2 years before he died. Jeez.
Yeah. So it might have been some like deathbed confession type shit. Does it mention at all? He released an album in 2020.
Wow.
Straight Songs of Sorrow.
Yeah, it sounds like it might have been
Alright.
his going away tours.
What did he die from?
Langan died, or Lanigan, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, died at his home in Killarney on the morning of February
2022.
at the age of 57. No cause of death was revealed, so you don't get an answer. Sorry, bud.
02222022.
Yeah, artists including Eddie Vedder, Iggy Pop, Moby, Scotty Lucas, Simon Boney, John Cale, some other motherfuckers I don't know of. But some names I do recognize, and the members of Manic Street Preachers pay tribute. Huh.
Well, try to see if it talks about sing backwards and weep, like control F it maybe.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. There it is.
Yeah.
In 2017, Langan released the book I Am the Wolf, Lyrics and Writings, a collection of lyrics accompanied by explanations and anecdotes. His memoir, Sing Backwards and Weep, was published on April 28th, 2020. That's my mother's birthday. Lanigan and Cold Cave. And before anyone gets any funny ideas, I don't use my mother's birthday for any of my personal shit, so stop. And
I
Cold-
do use his mother's birthday. That's
That's unfortunate for you. Frontman Wesley Isold published a book of. Oh, it just mentions that he published a book.
And there was another memoir, The Devil in a Coma, which details his experiences contracting COVID-19
What the fuck? Oh,
and being admitted into hospital.
yeah, that's always a fun one.
His final book of 76 new poems was released in 2021.
Then he fucking died.
And then he fucking died without ever seeing the inside of a jail cell somehow. He deserved it though. That was interesting. That was quite the story, and it has a 4.9 out of
100.
I can't rate it until I'm done listening through it. Are you serious?
Yeah.
I am skeeved.
Yeah.
So wait, if you click his name, do his other stuff pop up or no?
No. I think it's just the one thing.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's I would never tell the story that way. I would just not have mentioned their ages. Like he really made it a point for you to know that those
Yeah,
girls
like,
are probably too young
Several
for him
times.
to be fucking around with.
Yeah, looks like it's legit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, he was here.
It's not.
He was in Grand
fiction.
Rapids. And that's a victory that we'll take today, I guess. There's also a chapter called Seduced Fucked that I actually curious to listen through to see what the fuck it's about.
I'm not.
As well as another one called This Is the Cops. And I'm just like hoping there's a through line between some of these. But yeah, interesting. It is hot as actual balls. So if y'all are hearing a fan going on in the background and I just can't get that out with editing, it is what it is. It's hot as shit.
You're gonna have to suffer just like we're suffering.
It was like damn near 90 degrees today, and it's still daylight out. So we're doing what we can here. Also, we don't have a lot to talk about this week, so this is actually probably going to be a super short episode, which I'm cool with because I have enough editing backlog to get to.
And we're not cool though. We're
we're very
hot,
very warm. Except this bitch, but that's okay.
Yeah, Fluff's hot. Just not warm.
You still think it was hot?
Yeah.
You don't think it was
Yeah. We were. Dude.
Oh,
Oh wait,
Big
that's
one.
one of the...
Okay, we're gonna come back to that. I didn't know that was even in there because I was just about to say, oh man,
This generation is fucked.
Yeah, these AI videos. Honestly, I've been fucking loving lately.
They've been really great.
They've been really fucking funny.
You just look at the Google results and the Bigfoot porn search goes like,
Now, I've not seen the historical figure ones, and I'm really curious. Okay, we gotta watch this one first.
Let me tell y'all something about these woods, right? These damn squirrels.
Yeah.
Always trying to steal my good berries. Like, get y'all own snacks. I ain't playing with you. Period.
See these little thieves. Thought they was slick trying to run off with MY berries. Guess who's food now, bitches?
Hey, y'all see this gourmet shit? Straight up squirrel burgers. Hey, ain't no basic bitch berries for dinner tonight. So we
No
can
basic bitch
G-O-O-D.
berries.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Yo, let me tell y'all something about these woods, right? These damn
No.
I know people are gonna be real bad.
Oh my gosh.
That's her only banana.
Bigfoot
Yiddies before GTA 6. We're hearing nobody out. Too late, bro.
oh man, oh my god, oh man,
Why
these have
can't
been.
this be the one running through the woods?
Right. Now I'm curious, are they feeding a script into the video, or are they just letting it figure out its own
I don't know.
with just a prompt is what I want to know.
I don't know, but at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if the algorithm or the, actual bot itself is like, you know what? I know what you need, man.
I know what.
I got you.
Right.
Is the prompt like these exact words, or is it like, give me an angry lady talking about squirrels in the forest?
Right.
me a
That's what I'm
she
so
Bigfoot.
curious about.
Nah, give me Bigfoot with titties talking about squirrels in the forest. Oh,
Give me
here you
them
go, bro.
skitties. Gotta be yiddies.
These yiddies are crazy, man. Oh my fucking goodness. Oh man. I was donating plasma on Sunday.
Mm.
And usually I put on like either music or like a YouTube video and then play like Balatro while I'm donating. Set the whole time just like laughing at the fucking stuff. Like the ones I sent y'all, like and they're all that same format, just like for some reason the Bigfoot and the Yetis are like the most like douchebaggy YouTube vlog bros.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so fucking funny every time. Can I pull up one? Let me see.
The yiddies are absolutely insane.
You should send that to the group if you haven't sent that.
Here's one, which is really fucking good.
I respect it, just wasn't ready to meet the extra fork up. She just said her name used to be Kyle. I respect it, just wasn't ready to meet the extra fork on the first date. Just got to third base, turns out it was bigger than mine. Fuck that, I'm out.
I ain't even mad she had one. I'm mad it had veins. Bro, it winked at me.
So, she just said her name.
Like shit like that. I'm just like sitting in this bed in a plasma donation center, like trying not to laugh super loud and failing miserably. Like sitting there, like teeing and crying, trying not to laugh super loud. Oh man,
Bruh.
Fun, Genghis fucking Khan here. Thought I'd spend today showing all you folks what it's like to be the most powerful man in the entire world. Let's go.
Just solo squatted this entire village. I think I accidentally queued into bot lobbies, not gonna lie. Those guys were dog shit. I guess that's just natural selection, though. GG. You guys are just not gonna believe me, but I legit have a 40 million KD. 40 million! Bro, there's no way I'm not the GOAT conqueror.
I know you guys have to be wondering. Genghis, how do you keep your army from turning against you? Be so for real right now. These guys love me.
It's kind of crazy the stuff you can get away with when, like, every single person glazes you legit 24/7. Like, genuinely, it's kind of insane, bro. See, like, sometimes I find myself in situations like this. Not sure what happened last night, not gonna lie. But you can assume what you will. It's gotten to a point where I'm pretty much the entire economy, straight up. Like, look at all this loot. This is all mine.
The sunglasses are insane.
Yeah, I mean,
it
that's
is
pretty much
actually
it.
insane.
We can all agree I got the best empire of all time, and it's not even close. Before you ask, yes, you're probably related to me. Till next time. Like, it's kind of insane, bro. See, like,
I will say,
find...
as funny as I find these and as much like entertainment as I get out of these, pull any random screenshot from these without the caption.
Mm-hmm.
I know we've said it before. This is where I'm starting to fear like AI creation. This does not have the light quality of the usual AI videos.
It doesn't.
Like, this looks like it's pulled from a high production something. I'm sure, like, if you look deep enough, there's something probably fucked up going on back here.
Don't make sense. Someone's arms turning into a pillow, turning into somebody's face.
Right.
Like,
but this lighting quality and the thing you're actually focused on looks really good.
Exactly.
I find myself in situations like this. Not sure what happened last night, not gonna lie.
That's still funny.
You can assume what you will. It's gotten to a point where I'm pretty...
There you sent another one. This one's biblical.
Yeah, just some funny Bible.
Some cheese. About to eat this little stone at Goliath and see what happens.
Okay, so I told y'all to trust the process, but no, y'all wanted to stay in Egypt stacking bricks.
Yo, it's Shadrach. This random dude just showed up. It's getting lit in here.
I got the horses in the back. Horse tack is attached. Hat is matte black. Got the boots that's black to match.
You know I'm a daddy's boy. He's got me in this Technicolor drip. Brother's so jelly right now. They're looking a little sus.
These Philistines thought they could flex on me. Big mistake. I just took some pre-workout and finna bring the house down.
I would like to formally apologize to God, the sailors, and this whale. Sorry, dude.
Like to formally
apologize to God.
Night. Where the hell did I pick her up? In her camp? I knew I shouldn't have mixed Monster with that mushrooms.
Please tell me that was your foot under the blanket last night.
If she cooks like this every time,
what
I
is
might
that?
just marry her. Or I'll just steal her for myself.
After last night, I definitely needed a rinse. Next time I bring her to the hot springs.
I'm on stealth mode.
Caught her with my bare hands, now I'm cooking her with zero remorse. Should have swum faster, sweetheart.
Okay.
To feel full,
That
I need
was
at
pretty
least 10
great.
of these bad boys.
Right?
I had zero confidence it could do a good job
To
with
feel
that.
full, I need at least 10
It
of
didn't
them
do a
bad
great
boys.
job.
But
It
then
didn't
put it
do
back
a
in the
great
head,
job, yeah.
Came back.
To feel full, I need at least 10 of these bad boys.
That's how he gets more. He just spawns the head.
Just
Infinite
respawns.
food glitch.
Hell yeah.
Oh, and then I just sent one other thing that actually AI related,
I think
video
I joined the
related,
wrong species
is
last
actually
night.
some kind of news for once, and I totally forgot to share it.
What they put their money on! I'm all in on OKC!
Indiana gonna win, baby!
We're in Florida asking people what they put their money on! I'm all in on OKC!
Indiana got that dog in them.
Will egg prices go up this month?
I think we'll hit $20.
How many hurricanes do you think we'll have this year?
Kalshi lets you legally trade on anything, anywhere in the U.S.
What?
Yeah, so that's an official
AI
generated commercial, fully AI generated commercial.
It was like weird video clips, and then Kelsey, you can trade wherever the fuck you want, dog.
Yeah. I mean, thematically, it's actually a good commercial for what they were going for, theme-wise, of world's gone fucking crazy. Let's just go with it. But for it to still be for investment trading is a little silly. World's gone crazy. Capitalism harder. That is weird.
Yeah.
People what they put their money on.
Why was she screaming?
Indiana got that dog.
Why not?
Will egg prices go up this month?
I think we'll hit $20.
It's the chicken,
Do you think
right?
we'll have this year?
Like the alien was
Kalshi lets
the
you
most
legally trade on
obvious.
anything,
Yeah.
anywhere in the U.S. OKC.
It's kind of crazy, honestly.
It is very crazy. Like, I don't have a lot to say other than this is fucking weird.
Knuckin' futz.
The person said this only cost about $200 to make. And I'm fairly certain that's just a subscription to the model.
Yeah.
The ChatGPT model.
I think so.
Holy fuck.
Is this GPT?
Well, then you got to hire a prompt engineer.
There's almost nothing you can do with AI. ChatGPT is an amazing tool and just the tip of the iceberg.
I don't know if it's ChatGPT.
The commercial is all AI. It took about $200 to make and is running on TV during the NBA Finals. Everything is possible. This was posted in June. Like, I mean, I can't say yay or nay. I have no idea. I've never seen this before.
I mean, I think most of the videos that we've seen have been like tagged with Google's VO or whatever, and this feels like a VO clip.
This does feel
together
very
thing.
VO, yeah.
But I could not tell you though. Like, I don't know if ChatGPT even has like a video generate. Well, it probably does. Just subscription model, you got to pay. But I don't know. At this point, I don't know.
Right? Like, who fucking knows? I'm not gonna get too deep into it,
but that shit crazy.
Some
bro.
of it is insane. Some of it is like, ugh.
How you want to break into this next hot topic?
Speaking of shit being insane.
Okay, so I've been back to streaming. Because, right?
Elite 4 Blitz.
Elite 4 _ Blitz on twitch.tv. But Elite 4 Blitz everywhere else. I'm still trying to get that Elite 4 Blitz tag. Someone has it, and I can't get it away from them.
Same thing with just regular Formz without the 2 X's or whatever. Yeah, I messaged them, but they have not messaged
I did the same
back.
thing, and the message just never heard anything back. And it's not gone into recycling. I've been trying for the last like 3 years, probably even longer than that. But because it's been 3 years since I left Dominic, so I've been trying for at least 4 or 5 years, trying to get that username, and they won't let it go. I messaged them, and they won't say anything back. But I was streaming because getting the Switch 2 and getting Mario Kart was like, you know what? As good a time as any to get back into streaming. So I've been playing a lot of Mario Kart, and I've been doing a lot of Grand Prix. My opinion of Mario Kart World goes down with every fucking Grand Prix I lose.
Damn.
This game,
One that you lose. Not just like play, but like ones that you
when
lose.
I lose. Like, it's a fun game. Man, these CPUs do some bullshit. Fat lucky bitch. What the fuck was that?
Grand Prix can still get you pregnant.
Some shenaniganery is what it is.
That's some fucking bullshit right there. What the shit?
That's fucking insane, dude.
There is a lot of wackiness that goes on because, like, the blender just covers everything now. Like, there is no, like, position 7 and back is blender. Everything is in the blender.
I don't know if I like that.
Right? It does not feel very good.
But I mean, I was gonna say that's Mario Kart.
That is Mario Kart.
It's in the spirit of Mario Kart, but like I don't know, fam.
Right? But this bullshit right here has happened.
It's the rage pause. It's the rage pause for me.
We're going to do this live on the podcast right quick. Hold on.
We're doing it live, folks.
Let's see if I can find the VOD from last night.
Oh, do you know exactly where it is?
It was the end of the stream.
That's when you called it?
Yeah. Oh, wait. No. Not exactly the end. I think I gave it like one more race or some shit.
Because you're like, I can't end there.
Right?
Damn, this looks good.
What is this slow vehicle?
It's not slow at all, but it's actually the fastest vehicle in the
Really?
the thing.
It looks like it's going real slow.
Well, is this like 150cc?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Which is the highest speed you can go. I
Right.
think it looks a lot
Really?
slower than it feels, yeah.
Honestly,
They don't have a 200cc mode in this.
I was gonna say, I think we're so used to just seeing people blast at 200cc that like anything less than that just feels slow.
Racing real good. Racing real
Trying
good.
to see where was it? Was it here? Might have been here. Also, this bitrate is going fantastic. Or was this one that just kind of pissed me off? This one might have just been like a pissed off kind of moment.
And I'm not having a good time.
Yeah, no, this one I did mess up myself. Like I got hit and just could not recover and just made a really bad decision. Where was that fucking moment?
Was that
There,
it?
this is the one. Here it is. Like, it's one thing to be in a blender the whole time and like just not be able to escape. It's an entire different thing to like just be in the lead for a good like 4/5 of the race.
And then they get absolutely destroyed.
Absolutely demolished right at the end. Like, and I don't know how it keeps doing this. Like I said, I think I said this to them during before we hit the record button. But this happened like 3 times during this this stream.
No.
Like someone in fucking 4th place got a blue shell.
Oh.
And there's the rage pause. Well, there's the rage pause of just me just like sitting there going, I'm so glad no one's watching this stream right now.
Ain't no fucking way that just happened.
Dude.
Right at the fucking
That was
finish
the
line.
end.
That was the finish line. I then proceeded to go on and actually finish all the rest of the race as first place and would have gotten a 3-star gold.
Bruh.
If it wasn't for the first fucking race. This bullshit happened so much with Mario Kart. And there might be a reason why. Let's look at this one last one and then we'll... Oh, this is one of the crazy shortcut ones. I remember this.
Yo, what the
Yeah, the shortcut,
Every time I watch a new one of these, I just can't help but laugh. I can't help but laugh.
He said, let me just skip that whole thing.
Like, I'm realizing I really need to start learning the shortcuts and the tricks for some of these stages if it's going to be worth, like, trying to finish out all the golds. Because otherwise, like, you have to do bullshit like this to stay ahead of the CPUs.
Like, my heart hurts every little trick clip that I see.
Never going to be first place in the Mario Kart world. Like, it's fucking dumb. But... So, came across this article about 2-3 days ago. And it says Mario Kart World appears to have a dynamic difficulty system. Multiple users have claimed that Mario Kart World has a dynamic difficulty system after performing some tests on the game. According to user comments on various forums and social media, CPU players are extremely punishing in 150cc Knockout Tour races. Many who have played Knockout Tour in 150cc said that they were front-running, leading in first place most of the time in Knockout Tour rallies, but the CPU players were very powerful as they could drive at faster speeds and often got powerful items such as a triple red shell in second place. Because of this, they were unable to recover back their spot after getting hit by a blue shell or multiple red shells. This is extremely problematic for Knockout Tour, as players need to place first at every checkpoint, not just at the end of the rally, in order to get 3 stars for the rally. And that's the same for Grand Prix. A few users later found out that, anecdotally, the game has a dynamic difficulty system. It seems that the game adjusts the difficulty of the CPU players depending on how often the human player drifts.
What?
The more you drift, the faster the CPU player becomes and the better items they get.
What?
Drifting is like the main thing you do in Mario Kart. You're being punished
for drifting,
for doing the thing you're supposed to do.
So now everybody's going to have to play the game without drifting.
Either without drifting or just never against CPUs, one of the two. Nintendo Soup tested this hypothesis in several 150cc Knockout Tour rallies in Mario Kart World. And mind you, I haven't done Knockout rallies yet.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't touched Knockout Rally yet. And I almost don't want to.
After reading this.
Like, we tried playing these rallies with drifting and without drifting. Generally speaking, the results align with what users have reported. It was much easier to get 3 stars without drifting than with drifting. We noticed that the CPU players weren't using powerful items often when we didn't drift at all. We can also confirm that anecdotally, CPU players in 150cc Knockout Tour are tougher than CPU players in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Like, why are you punishing people for that, of all things?
The funnest part of the game.
The most fun part of the game. The thing that, like, punished for drifting and probably also punished for doing tricks, if we're being honest.
I mean,
it's like you're punished for playing well. Like, this isn't like that. Anecdotally, it doesn't create a system in which it's leveling the playing field. I'm just being punished.
You want to know what system could probably be better than this one?
What?
Having a 200cc.
200cc would solve. Like,
Instead
I don't know.
Instead of forcing computers to be faster than the player in 150cc.
And giving them bullshit to just fuck over the player, what's the point? Like, there's no real point to this. Like, you're not leveling. Like, I've never known any game to go, well, no, I've known a few games to do this, but I've never known many Nintendo games to go, you know what the player needs? To be fucking humbled. Like,
stop fucking drifting.
Like, why am I, like, why on earth would you punish drifting like this?
You weren't supposed to find out about the fact that drifting makes
Well, no, because, like,
difficulty.
it should. Sorry. I interrupted you.
He's done.
Okay. Well, because it's not supposed to feel like the fact that you're even phrasing it as a punishment clearly means that they did it wrong. Because it shouldn't feel like a punishment.
I'm sorry. Did you say praising it as a punishment?
Phrasing.
Oh, phrasing.
Phrasing.
I was going to say, I'm not praising shit. But I'm phrasing it as a punishment means that this has been implemented in the worst way possible.
Worst way possible. Because if it feels like a punishment, you fucked up. Because it should feel like maybe some additional challenge, something that you could approach and handle.
Right.
Not just like, oh, you're drifting.
Like,
it's actually. Go ahead.
It should be like, the NPCs are too fast. I'm in the back of the pack. I have to, like, catch up to them, but they're not gonna gain difficulty if I do.
Right. Exactly. It's like once you start getting past, there's nothing else you can do because drifting is the way to catch up.
Keep your boost and to catch up.
But if they're looking at the drifting being the thing that makes the computers faster, they're just gonna exponentially get faster as you continue to try to catch up. It's a losing
But
situation.
this way, you'll be challenged forever.
No, this way you'll just be fucking stressed the whole time.
Yeah.
Like it's hit the point. So you and Michaela have done MK8 and y'all have done. Have y'all done 200cc races?
Oh yeah, I think we're in the middle of getting all of the gold
right
for the Grand Prix.
Doing 150cc, getting 3-star gold, challenging, but not the hardest thing in the world, right?
Right.
I honestly probably wouldn't even say it's challenging. Like it is, like it feels good to get the final gold. 200cc is really challenging to do, but once you get it, it feels really good.
Yeah.
Right. This is. I've only gotten 1 3-star gold so far
in 150.
In 150cc.
Really?
Yes, I've only gotten 1 so far because 2 so far. The first one and both of them were nothing but like I finished the race and I don't feel good at all. It's like literally I'm just like
hands are cramping,
cramped,
you're
white
sweating,
knuckling, like oh my fucking god, it's finally over. Like there is no sense of reward for doing it. But I need to do it because it's Mario Kart.
Here's
like
your digital gold trophy.
Like I need my digital gold trophy and the 3 stars that come along with it. I have to do this.
I'm the video game boy.
I'm the one who wins.
I am number 1.
Like it just why would you do it this way? Like what unearthly reason is there to punish someone playing the game well? Not even like at a crazy, like it's like there was one thing back when it was like rubber banding, right? Like what we just saw. So take the video with the Goomba, right? Where he did tricks so crazy, he just straight up skipped like 10% of the stage. Way back in the day, there was a concept in racing games called rubber banding, where the further ahead you were, the faster the CPUs would go behind you. And that's how they kept them like kind of on you, but you can still outpace them. I get it with rubber banding. Like, okay, yeah, if I'm so far ahead, you want to keep them like not too far behind me, you speed them up, whatever, right? But drifting doesn't mean I'm dominating the race. Like drifting is just what you have trained me in the last like 15 Mario games. I say last 15, literally since the beginning. Drifting has been a core function of the Mario Kart games, literally since Super Mario Kart.
Yeah, it was real fun to learn about that this year.
Oh yeah. Like it has been a fundamental part of Mario Kart racing, and you're now punishing me for doing it. Because this isn't, I'm wondering if now that this is more known and more people are like, the sentiment is out there, if there's just going to be an update that kind of rebalances some stuff. They've done that before. Mario Kart 8, I want to say the rebalance happened in Mario Kart 8 and was carried over to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. But they've rebalanced racers. They've changed up some stuff under the hood. I'm really hoping they rebalance this whole, I'm hoping they remove it and just like find a smarter implementation of it, because the way they're implementing this now, and I understand that there is no like official full scale testing that's been done.
If this is the case though,
but if this is the case and it feels like it, this needs to be rebalanced. This needs to be completely like done away with and just completely redone, because it's turning what should be a very fun game and very fun experience into just stress.
Yeah.
With like no meaningful payoff. Like it's
but Blitz, you gotta learn the tricks. You gotta ride on the wall and grind on the rails,
which I'm gonna do anyway.
That's how you get ahead of them.
I want to be doing that shit when I'm playing online against other people, because that's the only way to get ahead in online play. That's fine. When I'm playing the CPUs just to knock out the fucking trophies, leave the bullshit out of it, man. Just like, what the fuck are we doing?
No,
we gotta make your life a living hell.
Right. Like now I'm envisioning like while you're learning how to do the wall jumps and the rails, like the computer, you just see the computers just to catch up to you.
You just see them blink out on the track and blink back in just behind you. And I swear I've seen them, like they've done that a few times where like I am well ahead. So y'all saw the clip where I got hit by the blue shell?
Yeah.
I was so far ahead of the pack for most of that I have no idea where the CPU came from to zoom past me.
It was
I was wondering that
instantaneous.
because you didn't see shit. There
There
were some
was-
times where you even hit like some bumps and like nobody showed up.
No one was
and then
there.
You were cruising, and then you were cruising,
And then blue shell hit me.
and just, woo.
And then literally and it should have. It was so close. I don't know how it escaped the impact
Right.
of the blue shell.
It's like once the dust cleared, the computer is way up there. You're like, how the, like, where'd you go from, bro?
And this has happened consistently with almost every Grand Prix I have raced.
Oh my gosh.
Across the 3 streams I've done so far, like this is 3 Mario Kart streams I've done so far. This is like a consistency, and it's like, what the fuck is going on?
Sounds like a skill issue.
I guess so. I fucking guess so.
Gonna have to start doing those single frame fucking.
Oh fuck! I gotta start doing task runs.
No. Here's what you do. At the starting line, you go over the starting line, you put it in reverse, you back up, you go over the starting line, you put it in reverse, you back
Terry.
up.
Put it in reverse, Terry.
Well, first we got to talk about parallel universes.
Oh god.
the half press of an ape.
Wait, what?
Have you never heard of it? Have you never seen that one?
No.
The how the Mario tasks work, or
It's
zero A
Super
presses.
Mario 64. I forget the name of the creator who did it, but like
Same.
talking about how you could do crazy ass stuff in Mario 64 with parallel universes.
Well, he's referring to very specifically the no A presses challenge.
Yeah.
Released, and together this forms one complete A press. Now, usually it's the pressing that's useful.
We're not gonna watch all
because
this.
Yeah,
that's
no,
the
don't
only part.
don't watch all of it right now. But what I'm
But
saying,
y'all
is
go
that-
watch all of it later.
Yes, it's a funny video, and it actually
This
is really
how
interesting.
video game inputs work.
It is. It's also really entertaining and very funny. Because it is very ridiculous. Like the tech that goes into doing the no A press or the half A press runs is so fucking ridiculous that you are in fact making use of parallel universes.
Somehow, some way, it ties in.
It all ties in.
Just
Like
watch
it is,
the video.
You
It's
have to
actually
watch this video. though.
Pretty good.
But yeah, I forget why we even got on this.
I
But
made a joke. I made a funny.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
We tangented.
Parallel universes. But yeah, no. Mario Kart World, it needs an update. I'm having a good time with it.
Are you?
Not the Grand Prix. I'm having a good time with almost everything, but the main portion of the game I should be having a great time with. And it's definitely one of those things of, I set this like the night I got it and the first time I streamed with it, but it holds even more true now of like, this is it. Mario Kart World wasn't enough to get a Switch 2 immediately, in my opinion. And it even more so is not. Like it's just like, I guess if you're really into like racing against other people and racing like online, it's probably fine. But if you like I
don't know, with all them clips we've been seeing,
right? If you like finding like casual lobbies to race in, it's probably great. I haven't had a chance to do any I think I did like literally 1 or 2 online races the night it came out. And that was all the online I've done so far. But it's that the score I gave it last week, that 8 point whatever the fuck I gave it.
If Mario Kart 8 was a 10.
Yeah, Mario Kart 8 was a 10. Or I think Mario Kart 8 was a 9 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
Actually, Mario Kart 8 might be a 10.
I
might just straight up be a 10.
I'm not even saying that it is.
But if it was the
a
10,
what
this was ranking like an 8 on the scale. Like it's not as good as Mario Kart 8. And that number, finding out this about the CPUs and the fact like that, it'd be one thing if you didn't have the whole 3-star clear thing for 150cc and it was just golds, it'd be one thing. But the fact that you still need to manage first place in every race, and it's even worse in Knockout Tour, this has like legit dropped at least a point for me. Because that's not, it's such a anti-player thing to do. That is like, I cannot in good conscience recommend this as something that is fun to do. Like it takes, if you don't care about trophies, it is a great game. It's still a great game. It's a great game regardless, right? But
so far, it's like a completionist nightmare.
It's a completionist nightmare.
Mm.
And I still haven't done all of the free roam stuff yet. Like that's like catch me on stream doing that. Like the free roam stuff, it's been pretty okay. Like the challenges are still they're okay. I feel like I wish there was like a little bit more to it, a little bit more robust, but for what it is, it's fine, right? But the main gameplay of this is Grand Prix and Knockout Rally, and you're creating a scenario that just makes it just makes it feel terrible the whole time, and that's not what you should want for your game.
No,
IMO, but
damn.
Well, speaking of feeling terrible,
time for some Millennial Mage.
Millennial Mage.
So you were.
So I think the last time we talked about this, I just started book 4.
I want to say that's what you said. You were like you were through 3 chapters, and you were starting book 4.
I'm currently
through book 3.
Yeah, book 3. I am currently partway through book 6. And I felt that it warranted a dip back in and a quick little bit of commentary.
To remind people of last week's episode, I remember mentioning something I read on the Reddit live.
Yes.
Of apparently there's a portion of this book that ain't so great.
Yeah, that ain't so great. And I think I've probably encountered it, and we're going to see, because I didn't actually read it. We're going to see if that's what I think it is.
Like you ran right up on it, you think?
You'll know it's the first chapter of book 6, but we'll get to that because the first chapter of book 6 is the beginning of the next major arc. So I'll cover the remainder of what happened in book 4 through 5, which is basically Tala coming to terms with and confronting her family trauma. Yeah, it was. It's interesting. Overall, I think it's pretty good. I really enjoyed reading it. I forget exactly where we let off. But book 4, I believe, covers her return to the Blandfest or Bandfest. I've not actually tried to pronounce it out loud. It's one of those things where I've just looked at the shape of the word and been like,
that's a word.
Yeah.
With her home base, she gets power-ups in the form of new inscriptions that make her better, faster, stronger.
Forgot about harder.
Literally harder, yes. Like makes her her muscles and her skin harder to penetrate, and pretty cool. She gets a better version of the iron paint that's been sealing in her magics, and she's begun the process of fusing, which she's taking her body and soul, and now that they're bound and making them one entity.
Interesting.
And the form that it takes is a crochet that reminds her, well, the inspiration was the crochet from her like favorite pillow that her grandma made her. No family trauma relation at all. It was like her only comfort object at the academy. Clearly completely unrelated stuff.
Totally.
And in the process, she begins to realize that in order to complete this, she's going to have to confront her family. And also, she's just going to have to confront her family. Because another thing that she gets is I told this. She's been getting haunted, kind of, I would say. I say that in a metaphorical sense, because literally she's been getting followed by an arcane. So a humanoid creature that uses magic in a fundamentally different way from humans. It appeared very early in the first book, and it's presumed that this is why she's gained some of the stuff that she's gained, is this very brief encounter. They like implanted some stuff in her mind that made her act a little bit outside of her normal character.
It's kind of like her spiritual benefactor of sorts.
Benevolence is not the driving factor behind the arcane, and we'll get more into that.
I think you explained a little bit of it last week, actually.
Yeah. Well, because at that point, it wasn't clear if they were going to become her spiritual benefactor, if this was a normal thing to see in society. And it became very clear as we continued on that these creatures are humanoid sapient, but they are fundamentally opposed to humanity. They kill and enslave human souls. They actively oppress humans and other lesser beings. They're not
Christian nationalists.
They're not chill guys. They're not chill cool dudes.
Yeah.
But then the second encounter that we have with them, they find Tala on one of her caravanning trips in between cities, and then they get chased off.
Camera just start off. I wonder if it's too high. All right, technical difficulties. It is warm as shit, and even our camera is feeling it.
Yep. So the second the second arcane encounter, Arcane shows up and is like, I found you.
Wow, they took a break from Amazon to go show up there?
Yeah, and they're like, maybe I should just tear your soul out of your body, even though that's not, like what?
That's not reasonable at all.
Well, like, at that point, she had bound her soul to her body, and it's still technically possible to sever
seems
that
real
connection.
violent, yeah.
Yeah, but
it's not going
like,
to be easy.
It's not. It wouldn't. Yeah, it wouldn't be an ideal process for either party. And before he can do anything else, he gets scared off by a more powerful human who is in the area, who comes to investigate his presence. But both of these times, our main character Tala doesn't keep any memory of this encounter. All right, both of the times Arcane is successful in suppressing or erasing the memory.
Okay.
And so Tala gets like a hookup mentally that like copies her brain and allows her to do. Yeah, I read the chapter. It didn't make a lot of sense to me what exactly they were fucking doing. They were like, we're gonna make a copy of your brain to the archive, and it's gonna like run analyses and like piece fragments together and blah 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 blah. Magic theory, and even with my magic theory loving ass
science and magic,
and
shit.
how in this series generally tries to tie magic to the natural world in like very like concrete ways, like people's understandings are based off of known understandings of physics, right? Or like how people like conceptualize the magic of gravity or the magic of like force and the kinesthetics, right? Like they have these like really concrete ties to like how the magic works, right? The concepts that they use. Sorry. Sometimes my brain phones. But in the did I begin book 7? Yeah, I began book 7. Sorry. Anyways.
Oh, okay.
So we're talking about through book 6. I began book 7.
Sick.
And in this process, so basically what happens is they create a digital copy. Of course, it's a magical copy, it's not a digital copy, but a magical copy of her brain that allows her to basically have like a separate portion of her mind like exist and like focus on analyzing her brain and look for repressed memories, deficiencies, illusions, anything funky that's affecting her. Because they have this constant copy in the archive, and then the ambient copy. Anyways, it's not important. The specifics, not important, not really easy to parse. Anyways, she ends up calling it Alat. Sorry, it's just Tala backwards. I thought it was going to bug me, but it started to grow on me very quickly. Because it's both a part of her and a reflection of her. It's the same self, just like in a different space. Anyways, but this allows her to start dredging up repressed or broken memories. Now, the first memories that she dredges up aren't, the arcane encounters. They're shit from her childhood and time in school, embarrassing moments. There's portions of her life that she's wanted to forget and has intentionally neglected. That's what's dredged up first. And that really brings to the forefront just how much she really needs to confront her family.
Fair.
And so she follows through and she does so. In the meantime, she's updating like the local authorities about this arcane situation, trying to figure out what to do about it. The cover art of this griffin battle comes from when she tries to go out and they try to lure the arcane out. It never shows up. They end up attracting a griffin instead, which she fights and kind of gets her ass beat a little bit.
Yeah, that'll happen.
But she does well enough that it runs away and she manages to survive. And
nice.
She was with somebody else too, and they killed their quarry and probably would have been able to help her regardless. But the so yeah, the encounter with her family was really interestingly written.
Who all is left of her family at this point?
It's her dad, her mom, and 14 siblings.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any real contraceptives in this universe, so they'd just be popping them out.
He lost like 5 of them.
They're Catholics?
They did lose one.
I'm glad people are ignoring me.
Or
No,
Amish?
I remember them having in universe. They have a discussion. She has a discussion with a family where they're like, "Yeah, we came from a pretty small family with 9 kids," and it's just like, "Oh,
That's small?"
Okay,
Yeah, they're
we have
Mennonites.
different
That's
conceptions of what this is. So yeah, she has a pretty large family. She has 2 siblings that were unborn, and so it comes to a confrontation. And just to review what happened was, in order to clear her family's debts, they contracted her out to the Mage Guild to take on those debts in addition to her schooling debts. Right. So
Wild.
It is wild. Basically, the Mage Guild was like, "You want to give us a student? We will. Just take your debt. We'll pay it, and then your kid can pay it back when they're a mage."
Terrible. On top of the kids' own debts.
On top of the kids' own debts for schooling. Most of their debt comes from their schooling, but they're still effectively sold their kid off to the Mage Guild.
Right.
And then they get into a little bit more of the specifics of the circumstances around why this, because like this wasn't just like the family was like, "Hey, we're struggling with these debts. This is a responsibility that you could take on." No, they didn't discuss it with her, right? They signed the paperwork and they never brought it up. And the way she found out was that the mages came to her school and were like, "Hey,
you're ours now. You belong to us."
Yeah, basically. Well, and like not that forcefully, right? They were like, "You can." They get into the specifics. They were like, technically she chose, but she was 12, right? And her family, like, she didn't really choose. There wasn't really any choice there.
Sounds like there's some consent issues.
Yeah. Well, like this is mostly like her reconciling with a thing. This isn't like the discussion that she had with her parents.
Yeah.
And she came back and she
age of consent.
Yeah, and so she confronts her family. She's very pissed. She's like,
rightfully so.
She's like, "Look, Mom and Dad, we have no relationship.
Hey, I disown
you. Are dead to me."
And like whether or not we ever form one in the future remains to be seen. But as things stand now, I really don't want anything to do with you.
Yeah, that's
We're
fair.
done.
But she does still have the like 14 siblings.
That's the hard part.
Is she cool with most of them?
Well, that's the thing. We spend a lot of the rest of the book kind of reconciling the relationship between her and her siblings, because when she went to the school and she neglected to respond to any of her correspondence from her family, that primarily came from her siblings, who were not a party to any of the shit that went down, who still loved her and were to the point where they thought that she had probably died at the academy, right? Because they just never heard anything.
Right.
Like some of the siblings were planning to become mages in order to go to the academy, figure out what happened, and like try to hunt her down. The family had taken as much money as they could set aside during this time to try to like help her with her debt. Granted, the money that they set aside was, I think, 12 gold. I think the last hard number that I remember of her debt was something like 438 gold.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
So
now, what if you could equivalate gold to like USD? Is it like...
I would say that a silver is between $16 to $30.
One
and
silver.
I think it takes because Tala eats about 3. Actually, no, a silver is probably worth $100.
Wow.
Because I'm just thinking. I'm thinking based off of
right
our main character's meal budgets.
Yeah.
Which is the hard currency that we get. She eats probably, when we first encounter her, she eats probably between 2 and 3 times what a normal person does at a meal, right? And she tries to eat. She spends around a silver a meal, usually
per meal, 2 to 3 times. So
yeah.
And how many silver to a gold?
I think it's that. I would have to double check. It's either 10 or 100.
Yeah, I mean, even 10's a lot for 400 and how much gold? Like
438, I think you said. Yeah, no, that's quite a bit. Because we'll say she's spending, if the average person is eating 3 meals a day, she's 3 times. So we'll say, and that's about $100 per diem per day, which is a fuck ton, but
well, I'm also thinking that compared to what because I eat, sometimes I'll get 2-3 entrees. So that's usually, I spend between $20 to $40 when I sit down at a restaurant. Is usually what I expect to spend.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's a nice place. And then I might spend between 100 to 130.
Right. The math works out to being a fuck ton.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of money, but that is what Tala makes flat as a flat fee for each caravanning trip that she does.
What
she makes 100
what?
silver?
So she makes 12 gold. Sorry.
Oh, she makes 12.
So when her family handed her,
they handed her a life savings that equated to 1 paycheck for her.
Yes, there's one. It's not even the 1 paycheck. It's her starting paycheck because she is double. She's dual. She works as both a protector and a dimensional mage. So she powers the caravan stores. So she gets 12 gold for that.
Mm-hmm.
She gets 3 gold for something that she did with like the Wainwright's Guild to get her like they get like data on like what she's doing for her caravans, and then every time they defend from like magical creatures, she gets additional gold because of that can vary pretty widely per trip. From some trips she gets 5, some trips she'll get 50 depending on how long dangerous a trip is. Anywhere between a week to a month, right? So like usually they're like 2 to 3 weeks, and then she'll stay in the city for another 2 to 3 weeks, and then she'll travel again.
Okay, so it is requiring travel.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say that seems like her debt can get paid off pretty quickly.
Yeah. She's in,
but doesn't help the whole being sold into being
sold into, feel like you're fundamentally rejected by your family. She's also she schemed her way into being a mage. She's not going through the 2, 3, 5 year process.
That's right.
Apprenticeship process.
That's
right.
She skipped that whole thing. They introduce a foil for her in this book as well. I think her name is Canis, someone who did really well at the academy, is really bought into this, had a good relationship with her family, chose to take on her family's debts, and is excited about the prospect of paying those debts and maybe sending some money back to her family as well. Because as a mage, with the amount of money she makes, that's a very realistic possibility.
Right.
And so like her both being confronted with like just how much money she's making compared to what her family is doing, and then as well as her siblings being like, hey, we
thought you died.
We thought you died. You came back. You threw the money that we painstakingly set aside for you. Like, we limited the meals that we were eating. We limited, like, in order to save this money so we could give this to you, and you just kind of like threw it back in our face. And so like they have this reconciliation.
Question: the parents selling her into servitude. How does the book play that off?
How does the book?
Do they treat it as like Do they treat it like this was a hard decision for 2 struggling parents to make, or do they treat it like y'all took the easy way out.
They treat it like it's a little bit of both. Well, they treat it like it was a hard decision for the parents to make, but they handled it in a really fucking shitty way that it ended up just like ruining the relationship with their daughter.
Okay.
There's some like weird stuff because it looks like, to me, when I was reading this, it looked like the author was trying to interject details that would make it possible for there to be some kind of a reconciliation without fundamentally ruining the premise that they had set up at the beginning of the series, with the way that they like detailed how exactly everything broke down between their parents, right? The way that they just showed up, like, and as a child, how hurt it made her feel, to the point where, like, when she got those papers, she could have gone back. They gave her an opportunity to go back and say goodbye to her family. She chose not to because
yeah, no, that's fair.
Like, 2 weeks ago, her parents had signed a piece of paper that said that she would be,
your life is on a fundamentally different path than you ever thought, and we didn't even have the courtesy to like let you in on it,
talk to you about it
until it was happening,
right? Like,
especially at 12 years old, because then it's not even like she was sold like as a child. Like, you're never gonna remember this, and you'll have time to be just like, I don't really know y'all. But no, this was at 12. This was at like the formative period of a person's life, and you just found out you got sold, literally, as chattel.
Yeah, and she's like, so yeah, and so she fucks off, and the siblings were also like, there's a detail that because like when she never showed back up, the parents like broke the news to the kids. The kids were like, they painted themselves as the villain in the situation, and blah blah blah. I was like,
because they were,
because they are. And like, I don't know if that's supposed to make me feel a little bit better about them. And honestly, I don't even know if I trust that correspondence given the level of cowardice that we've seen from them in handling the situation.
Just because you're willing to say you're the villain doesn't mean it makes it okay that you were literally a villain.
Yeah. And and I don't think the author was trying to justify that, but it was just like some things thrown in there where I was like, I don't know. I always struggle to like, I feel like a very common response to when we see such stuff like this is people will be like, I just don't think it was realistic.
Right.
And I often find those responses to be
vapid.
Extremely unuseful, vapid, and often there are people telling on themselves.
Yeah.
When people are like, when you see something like a female protagonist and people are like, I just don't think it's realistic, or something like that. And so like, that was my gut response to some of the stuff that I read in here. And I think that the main reason for that is conflicts with some of my own experience with
Wait, was your response to reading that stuff is that this is unrealistic? Is that true? Okay.
Yeah. And so I thought I sat with it a little bit. I think a lot of it is because the author presented a pretty unified front in the form of the kids, right? We have 14 people here. Some of them are too young to understand what's going on, but plenty of them are old enough, and they all kind of have the same like response in that situation. So there's not a lot of like, hey, what the fuck? Why didn't you never reached out? You left us behind. Why did you not want a relationship with us? Like,
motherfuckers, I was sold into slavery. No, not slavery, but
so you're saying there wasn't enough of that, or there was?
Well, like the fact that like when they have that confrontation and tell us like, you're right, I should have this is my side of things, this is where I'm coming from, but can you forgive me for that? And there's just a blanket. Yeah.
Okay.
No
that's
edgy,
what you're like.
Yeah.
No edgy brother in the corner being like, "Oh, but you didn't say anything." Nothing like that.
Nothing like that. Yeah. There's not a lot of like complexity in there, and there's some implied like complexity. Like she'll have to individually correspond to build relationships.
A traumatic experience like this would not be resolved in a single conversation.
Yeah. And like to an extent it wasn't, but a lot of that they were like, okay, we're gonna handle that off screen.
Yeah.
And it's a combination of like I'm really glad the author didn't just leave this as a tragic thing that she had in her past and never really dealt with. Because a lot of times when you read stuff like this, they'll just string it along and string it along and string it along and string it along. I really enjoyed the way that Tala didn't want to fucking deal with this. Didn't want to. She ran from it as much as she could, until eventually she was like, okay, I had to buckle the fuck down and confront this. And she did. And I appreciated the author attempting to interject some complexity into there. But I felt like there probably could have been a little bit more. But ultimately, I also think that that's not what the story is about. And so it's probably better for the overall narrative if things are handled this way.
Whoop, that already overheated. And I don't feel like having to wait for the camera to cool down and do all that bullshit. So we'll just go on and end this as a audio bit.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, it feels unrealistic, but
yeah,
it's probably best that it just went on and got past it, because that's not really what the story's about.
Yeah. Because it's a progression fantasy. It's not a how to untangle your family. It's not a memoir about the untangling of family trauma, which is like something that this dramatic really like would have deserved.
As I'm thinking about it now, like, yeah, if this is not a core component to this story, or I don't know how to say it, but if it's not what the story is about, what you'll have to get to make this more realistic, just to use the term, would be far more than you would want in a story of this setup.
Yeah.
So getting in and getting over it, whether it is the realistic way of doing it or not, or if it feels like kind of
or getting
rushed.
in and getting to a place where we can start to like handle this thing and stuff in the background, or like assume that these things are happening in the background, right? Because I want to make it seem like the author, like, they got in, problem solved, and like they got in, they were like,
we're left off in a state now where we can mention that, oh, Tala received a letter from her family, or wrote a letter to her siblings, or whatever the fuck. She doesn't really acknowledge her parents, but she talks to her siblings or some shit like that.
And like, maybe she encountered, like, they covered the details of when they sent the kids off to the Magic Academy, and how, like, she didn't really talk to her parents. She did not talk to her dad at all. She talked to her mom to make sure her mom didn't try to send objects with the kids that were leaving that would get evaporated by the teleport. Right. And that was it. And so overall, I thought they did a pretty good job of how they handled it, but they, like, I read one review that were like, I just want to applaud the author for how they handled the complexity and the nuance of family trauma and blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
I think you need to read more stories with complexity.
I was like, I appreciate the level that they went to in this kind of a format, to like not just make it be like, and everything's better now. To acknowledge that there's hurt that was enacted on both sides, even though Tala was the primarily wronged party in this, that even like in her grief, she did things that hurt her siblings, and like, why didn't good for her family, and there's work that needs to be done to repair those relationships. I appreciated all of that. So yeah, overall, positive vibes.
Is this all still book 6?
It says all still book 6.
Okay.
And so at the end of book 7? At the end of book 6, what?
You mentioned something about book 7.
Yeah, we're going to get to that very soon.
Oh, okay.
Well, this is also book... Okay, whatever.
Yeah, this is all book 6. And so at the end of book 6, Tala kind of settles in. She starts doing the background stuff of bonding with her family, doing her training, doing her caravan guild stuff. They plan a big trip where our male potential love interest, but they kind of acknowledged it but didn't want to do anything with it at that point.
They did the thing.
Well, I actually think they did a pretty good job where Tala was like, hey, I'm not in any place to do anything romantic with anybody right now. And so
I'm all fucked up in the head. I can't really do shit with y'all.
Yeah, I got some magic.
I got some
family
trauma.
Short of
I got some self trauma.
And it seems like we live in a world without contraceptives, so getting dick down is not a realistic. It's not a realistic, like, just thing we do around here.
Yeah.
Maybe it is. Who knows?
Maybe it is. Maybe it did stop people before.
Right?
Pulling out, it doesn't exist.
Yeah, like, pulling out just never exists, man. You can't trust it.
You can't trust it.
You can get pregnant with pre. Pre can still get you pregnant. Is that how it goes?
Yeah, pre-insert anything after.
Don't let him pre.
Prenuptials can still get you pregnant.
Pre-construction can still get you pregnant.
Don't let him pre.
Pre-existence can still get you pregnant.
Yeah. And so she sort of settles in at the end of the book, and we're like, okay, well I was sitting there, and I was like, is this the end? Is this it
of the series?
Of the series? I was like, this is a pretty nice. Like, you can still tell that there's more to do with the character, but like, we could leave the shit off here, and I would be very satisfied. I would be very satisfied with this being like the ending of the book. And then there's the epilogue. And in the epilogue, we follow Tala on a caravanning trip, and some traumatic shit happens. She ends up going out of her way to try to save some kids, and she's not able to. Long story short, she goes out of her way to try to save some kids, and she's not able to. And in that process, she once again attracts the attention of the arcane that's been looking for her. And that's where we end the book.
Sick.
That's where we end the book. And we pick up with book 7, and they repeat that same epilogue as a prequel. There's an author's note before each of them to let you know, like, hey, this is the end of the last book. This sets the stage for what we're going to do here. So you can read it or you can skip it, but it's here for a reason.
Prologue.
Yeah, prologue. And then we go to the first chapter of the 7th book. And I'm curious if this is what people are like, you can skip it.
Book 7 is the one that kept coming up.
Yeah. It's hard to read. It's really hard to read.
What happened? Like, hard to read in a like quality way, or a what's going on here is really fucked up and hard to sit through, or like, man, this is just
not what everything else has been.
Quality, pretty good.
Sick.
It's fine.
Okay.
What we're reading is we pick up with the internal monologue of Tali.
Who the fuck is Tali?
Tali is a
Rule
personality
63, Tala?
that has been implanted over top of our main character in order to make her wholly subservient to the arcane that has captured her and functionally...
So we just skip ahead to her being captured.
So we skip ahead not only to her being captured, but to her to being like... Tala is... We know that Tala has a copy of herself in the archive.
Yeah.
And can basically be refreshed. It was a backup. Like, we established that if her head ever got cut off and had to get healed, that this was something that like could bring her memories and personality back.
Okay.
Right.
Why?
And so we...
So wait, real quick. I, again, haven't played Kingdom Hearts, but why is this somehow giving me Roxas vibes?
I can see where the through line is you're getting to on that. It's not quite that. There's also some recoded stuff because you can like... This isn't a Kingdom Hearts podcast. Like, I can see the line you're getting on. If we got down into it, it wouldn't quite be that. It's not that.
Okay.
Kingdom Hearts is a wholly more convoluted issue. This is literally just back up and restore. Kingdom Hearts was a whole different thing. Like, it's
I see.
But there's a through line, and I see the through line, and I understand the through line that you're having with it, but that'll be for a different day.
I see. Okay. Not quite the same.
It's not quite the same.
I see.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of the like, hey, there's a lot of like, we're not on camera, but there's a lot of like layering of personalities, and those personalities being like the same spirit, but different people somehow.
Yeah.
And
I can see why you would draw the connection, though.
There's a reason you drew the connection, and I understand why you drew the connection, but it's not quite that.
I see.
We got the same,
but
yeah. Jesus, yours came in fast. Fucking Christ!
I mean, nonstop for like 6 months, a year almost.
It's still true, I guess a year, but it still took me like 2 years before mine developed. We're talking about plasma donation,
holes,
yeah,
in our arms,
scar tissue. Y'all can't see any of this because our camera's fucking overheating. Anyway, chapter 7. Book 7, sorry.
We come into this book with what is essentially an inner monologue of a perversion of our main character.
Sick.
And when I say perversion, I mean basically it's if Tala was blanked.
Yep.
Because that's what happened. She just got mind wiped functionally.
You mean she's not turned into a big titty bimbo?
And has been implanted with memories and a personality that makes her subservient, and
she's been bimbofied.
She kind of's been bimbofied. It was this chapter where I was like, the author of this book is a man. I was like, the author of this book, there's no way that, and I was right. I was like, there's no way that
you thought this was a,
because it's just deeply horrifying to read.
Yeah.
I got genuinely nauseous while reading it multiple times. I
was gonna say, if you have an example,
I'm very curious.
It also could be one of those things where like you have to read like a whole chapter and a half and understand the last 6 books.
Or is it
I don't think let me just bookmark where I am right here real quick and let me go. I'm pretty sure I can find some shit that would make you understand what I'm talking about very
okay, because I'm like, how fast did the nauseous feeling kick in as you were reading it? Is it like the first few sentences you're like, wait, what? Or is it like after the first couple pages you're like,
it was like, I can see, okay, we're jumping into the shit has already hit the fan, and the book is going to be like, how do we get to the shit hitting the fan moment, right?
Oh, I did take a note.
Oh, sick.
Okay.
I can see that being a cool, like the whole, like, I've turned our main protagonist, like, has been taken and mind wiped by the major antagonist. Has been like, okay, like, I can see some cool direction on that. But you got to play that real delicate, especially if we're talking like writing a female character, because there is a point in which, okay, let's hear it first before I make a lot of...
So we're following her. She's just woken up. You're like, Tali? Who the fuck is Tali? She's using the same tools as our main character, but slightly different.
Yeah.
But she's like the name of our main character, but one letter off. What's going on? And so, like, everything about her is very clearly like Tala, but just a little different. And then we get to, I think,
Uncanny Valley Tala.
As she reached the end of the final form, her body singing with the pleasure of the kinesthetics of the movements, she heard a light clapping. In horror, she felt the color drain from her face. She could see him, now obvious in her perspective through her blood stars floating near the base of her skull. She spun, dropping into a kneeling bow. Master, my apologies for keeping you waiting. Your apology is acceptable. His voice was wonderful, a joy to her ears. It reminded her somehow of the sound that the blood of their enemies would make as it flowed across a dry riverbed. You are kind, Master, and you were wise to recognize that. Lift your head. Tali did. It is time for breakfast. There is something we must discuss. Her heart hammered within her chest. One thought dominating her mind. How will he let me serve him today?
Oh boy.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, that's... Okay, so that's what I was about to say, right? Like, when there's a cool way to play this type of thing. I think Jessica Jones technically did this, where Jessica Jones gets... you find out that she was controlled by the Purple Man. And he used her to, like, kill a bunch of people, but they don't harp on too much of, like, her internal... at least I don't think so. We have to ask Joe. But there's an unfortunate part when you do this and you do the whole mind control thing, that it ends up just becoming fetish. Like, that just feels like the author just writing his fetish, and it took 7 books, but we're finally getting his self-insert bullshit going on. And I don't want to say that that's his intention, but it's hard to overlook.
Come. Master turned and walked away, not glancing back to ensure she obeyed. She couldn't help a small smile from blossoming across her face at his confidence in her obedience.
This is fetish writing.
It's not
This
great.
is fetish writing.
It's
not looking
not
good for you,
fun
bro.
to read. I mean, if you there's like it's one of those things where like you come across something in fiction and you're like, who? I think that this is here not because it serves the narrative, but because it's just kind of like fetish writing.
Somebody just wanted to be horny.
Somebody just wanted to be horny.
Now
And
you said that this is. I'm assuming that this is vastly different from anything else that has been written in the series thus far.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if it.
Fortunately so.
Right. Like, I wonder if it might have maybe something to do with the artist or the author, rather, and the personal lives happening between book 6 and book 7.
Yeah.
You think?
If I'm being charitable, it is an imagined internal monologue of somebody who is willfully and wholly subservient to another individual. Right. But even in that charitable version, it's just really hard to read. Well, it's just not fun.
I'm not sure I'm getting it. Is this master character
Is the arcane
a
has
villain?
been- yes.
Yeah.
So the arcane has been a villain since what?
Well, we didn't realize they were a villain in book 1, but since book 1.
Okay.
So you don't think that making you feel icky around the villain would be like something you're trying to write?
Yeah, well, like that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not, if we take a step back and we look at it like wholly as like how my reaction as somebody reading this, it is pretty effective. I did not like reading it. It made me hate the situation Tala is in, and
I find that the same as the well, it's a horror movie. Shouldn't jump scares be great? Because it makes you feel like, just because it elicits a negative emotion doesn't mean it was a good way to elicit that emotion in the context of the rest of the story, right? Like, see, there's an example. Because I've seen this argument before, and I've kind of had this argument with a few things before of like, you shouldn't hating, and you have to realize that when people dislike stuff like this, it's a critique of the writing, not a critique of the character. It is if you feel this way and he feels this way about the character, about like, man, the arcane is super icky. That's a great way to, if the elicited emotion was, man, the arcane is icky, that would be great. But when the emotion is, man, this writing is, I know I'm not about this for this story. You've elicited a negative emotion, but it didn't get placed where it should have got placed.
Yeah. It's not like there's a component of that where like it steals a fear in you of what could have been if Tala didn't have the backup, if Tala didn't have she basically would have been dead and turned into this. Right. But it's just I had that thought, but it's just really hard to read. I almost didn't get through the chapter. I almost decided to skip to the end and see. I was like, please tell me we're gonna move on, because it's just really hard to read.
Having random horniness in a story that was not framed as horny, or I mean, the arcane, what is the framing around him up till before book 7?
He's like an aspect of mystery and wonder that we encounter in this world as we're learning what it is. Because there's no monologue at the beginning of the book that tells us how this world functions. We see a mystical, magical humanoid creature. They wipe their memories. And it's written in a way where it's confusing even for the reader what's going on, until Tala is very clear that she doesn't know what happened. And then she just kind of goes on ignoring it. And we're not sure if we should ignore it as well, which is kind of which also mirrors what's going on in Tala's brain at that moment. So I actually thought that was a really effective bit of writing. And then we realize the context of the arcane and what their general goals are for humanity, which is to turn them into magic power sources. And so we connect that back to the arcane that Tala still doesn't realize is going on, and it adds to the narrative tension. And they show up a third time and they confirm that they are here to fucking rip our girl's soul apart and do whatever. And in this book, we find out that that was exactly what they were trying to do. They were trying to turn her into a power source specifically for a weapon, but she grew in power so quickly that option no longer became available. And so the opportunity that the Arcane was going for to become a pillar of their family or whatever should not have been available to them. But instead, they decided to blank Tala's mind and to turn her both into the weapon and the wielder at the same time in order to fit this purpose. And it's like something that's not really done. It's assumed by most of the people, aside from like maybe some of the other pillars who are like behind the scenes, that Tala's a willing participant in this. Right. Actually, I think it's within the narrative. I thought it was a really interesting explanation. The conflict of Tala being abducted and having to like pretend to be like, you know, pretend to accept her station in order to just survive in the situation that she currently is in is a very interesting challenge. The knowledge and power that she's exposed to because of this position is really helps like build up and flesh out her character, the things she's learning, as well as just the stress of what's going on and this internal conflict of her intentionally wanting to be like, I am not Tali, to the point where she's going out of her way to make decisions that she normally wouldn't, even if they're not effective for her situation, in order to be like, this is not me. That's not me. That's never going to be me.
And this is happening.
And this is all happening in the narrative. And so like after this first chapter, I think it gets better, but that first chapter is really hard.
I wonder if that first chapter came out and then there was a chance for the author to see the reception to chapter 1 and is like, none of that.
Reverse.
Let's reverse gear here.
Yeah, because if I'm being charitable to the author of that situation, I must say that they probably thought they were writing a realistic portrayal of somebody in that situation, but instead it just comes off like fetish content, and it is horrifying to read.
No bueno.
So yeah.
Okay.
But the rest of the book, and so far I'm about halfway through the book. I am enjoying the rest of the book. It seems like they're realistically confronting the trauma of the situation, of even having the separate personality in her head, even temporarily, of what amounts to of her like conflicting with what amounts to basically killing a version of herself by supplanting it. And so, yeah, it's all been pretty good. I've enjoyed it so far. And I will return to you with more information soon. So, yeah, I just wanted to address that because I was like, oh, this is definitely the portion that people were talking about, because I don't want to keep reading this at all. So, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. So how many books are currently available?
How much should a trigger warning be? There are 9 that are currently available. A 10th is planned for release. As we were looking at the Royal Road page, it looked like they had up to 11 planned, which was very interesting. The
next chapter drops tomorrow at 8 a.m.
Because if you look at those, if you scroll up a little bit more. Scroll more.
Sorry.
We have fusing. You hit that arrow. We have Citybound, Voidbound, Flockbound.
Up to 13.
And so, yeah, the 9th is currently the most advanced that's available. And then I'm assuming Voidbound will be coming out very soon. I haven't actually checked the dates on that.
Okay.
But yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, like I was reading that and I was like, I would have loved, actually, I think I would really, really love to see that chapter like rewritten by somebody with even just a slightly different perspective on like bodily autonomy and like fucking the way that this shit reads in like any perspective. Because it's like I was sitting there, I was like, it's really interesting conflicted situation to have like your character be in, but the way that it was written and read just
it sounds like fetish.
It was ick. There's a point where she like strips naked to be reinscribed. Almost threw up then too. It's just like
it's one thing when your story has been set up in this way and your villain is like it's when you have time to plan, like, to I guess reconcile with this up till this point, and then it happens, it's one thing. But when it's like
stepping into a cold shower and then finding out that it's actually sewage water also, it was not great.
Right.
The rest of the book is going to pretty good. Basically, I feel like if you pick up the book, skip the first chapter and go from there.
And that's what a lot of people were saying. And I'm looking through, y'all can't see this. Actually, I'll probably have this. Am I recording this right now? I might not be. I might have stopped the recording like an idiot.
Oh, you did.
That's okay. But if you go to the Royal Road page and go to the chapter 7, there's one chapter available and the rest is in the book. You can read literally the thing he just quoted from is available on Royal Road. If you look up Millennial Mage and go to chapter 202, Blood. And I'm reading through the comments, and that's pretty much the main thing people are talking about is how, like, man, this is. Some are saying triggering, some are saying like this is weird, some are just thanking for the chapter or whatever. But that is kind of a big portion. Is like a lot of it is like, yeah, you want your villain to be villainous. Like you want to elicit negative emotions in your villain.
Mm-hmm.
But there's ways to do that work with the context, and then there's ways to do it that rely on tropes unnecessarily. Like the mind control thing can happen, and the horror of the removal of bodily autonomy is absolutely what you want with a mind manipulation thing going on, right? But does it need to be sex slave? And do you need to be trying to elicit the feeling of, oh, she's now basically a sex slave?
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to do that.
Because they never crossed that line, but it's like implied that they could at any moment.
Right.
And you would be like, woohoo!
So,
yeah.
But yeah, no, that's sick. I'm glad it was only the one chapter. The way the Reddit was making it sound was like you just skipped the book completely.
I mean, there might be some details or things that happen in the book where you can skip it, but so far, like the level of character development that's happening in here, I'm thinking that it would be a difficult book to skip.
And the author is making sure to distinguish between like Tala and Tali in moments. Okay.
Yeah, they are treated as distinct personalities. You know, actually thinking about it, based off with the preview that I read, if you just kind of want to pick, you know, you might be able to actually just skip the book, and then the power-ups will fill in via context.
Fair enough.
But yeah,
All right. Anything else?
Yeah.
He's thinking.
I don't think so.
All righty. Well, it is hot as balls.
It is hot as balls.
It has been it is almost 10 p.m. and we're still at like 86 degrees in just this room, and a fan has been going the whole time.
The camera has died twice.
It has, and at this point we're giving it a break and we just decided to finish this off with no visuals.
But despite the fact that you can't see us, don't forget to like and refried.
And 5 stars
on the Spotify that hasn't been updated in fucking forever because it's been really weird to update. But in light of that, subscribe to our Patreon because that is currently still only $1. And it's going to be $1 for a while. It's going to end at some point. I couldn't tell you when, but when it does, it's going to. You're going to be mad that you missed out.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond that, everybody have a good night.
Peace.
Say gay. Oh, God. Oh, God.
We're not that camera. They couldn't see any of that.
Oh, God, stay gay.
Love y'all.